This is Coach Lee, and I'm going to talk to you about what you can do when your ex begins dating while you're in no contact. Take a second and click the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I have more videos on attraction, relationship dynamics, and breakups. So you've done the right thing. You've gone into no contact after you've been dumped. Your ex broke up with you, and you decided you would let them feel the consequences of their actions and that you would not just stick around and hope that they come back and look pathetic. That's the strongest position to take, and it works a lot. The no contact rule is unquestionably powerful and strategic. Does it work every time? No, it does not. It does not work every time. But in general, it works most of the time, and it shows self-respect. It shows strength, and it also makes you feel better about yourself than if you begged and pleaded and cried only to have this person become angry at you because they're annoyed by you, which is what often happens in that situation. So you have done the right thing. You've gone into no contact. But to your dismay, your ex has already started seeing or dating someone else. So what do you do? Well, first of all, let's try to determine what kind of relationship this is. And it might be impossible for you to do that, but a lot of times if you have mutual friends and you can carefully and subtly check on things or use social media, though I certainly don't encourage you to overanalyze it and to do it all the time and drive yourself crazy, you can check things out if you want, just to see what you're up against. So one kind of relationship that it could be is the classic rebound relationship. So they basically want to feel that closeness to someone. They want to have someone. Some people just have to have a boyfriend or have a girlfriend. They just feel like they're not complete without someone else, and they want to be with someone and not alone. They want to do things, and so they will just find someone and kind of say, here. And usually it's someone that they feel like they could easily get to, that there's already some attraction, or at least they know this person wants them. It may not be mutual, but the goal here is that they just have someone, so they're not alone. And so those types of relationships usually don't last that long because they're not built on anything solid. They're built only on wanting someone to fill a void. And that void was left by you. Now, usually in this type of situation, and I have other videos on rebound relationships and articles at myexpatcoach.com where you can schedule a coaching call with me, or you can check out my emergency breakup kit, which is for breakups. But basically, the rebound relationship usually does not last long at all. And by long at all, it will seem like forever, obviously, because you're wanting this person back and you're panicked and you can feel it in your stomach and it's difficult. And so it feels like a long period of time, but usually a rebound relationship will last less than 6 months. Oftentimes it's much less than 6 months. A month, 2 months, 3 months is kind of an average, but it can last longer and it can linger. Your ex can extend it simply because sometimes they want to prove to other people or even themselves or to you that it's not a rebound, because that's kind of the cliche joke. Oh, you've been in this long-term relationship and now you got out of it and you're in a rebound relationship. Ah, I see how it is. And they want to prove people wrong. And so they'll just stick it out and tough it out and be committed to this person simply to try to prove that it's not a rebound. It's kind of silly, but sometimes that happens. It's frustrating, and I wish there was a magic switch that you could just flip up and it would turn your ex away from this person and everything would be perfect. But there's not. That doesn't mean that no contact doesn't work, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to get back with your ex. It just means it's very frustrating right now and your ex is behaving immaturely. So that's one thing that it could be. And usually that's really good news for you. So if that's the case and you really think that's the case, then try to have a good attitude going forward. Be positive about this. Live your life. Hang out with friends, maybe even go out with some other people who you might have romantic interest in, knowing that you're probably going to get another chance with your ex. That's where you can get some of your control back, some of your power back, and just feel good and not be so down all the time. So that's one type of relationship that it could be, and your response to it, again, stay in no contact, focus on yourself, have a good time. That's what will most likely pull your ex back, because if this relationship that your ex is in is only there to fill a void, and if they are only sticking it out with this person to prove to other people that it's not a rebound, then clearly that's not a long-term strategy for a successful relationship. That's not love, that's not true commitment, it's not passion, it's just trying to have some bragging rights or being seen with another person. And so they're going to see quickly the contrast between what they had with you, which was something, which was a real relationship, most likely, that had companionship, that had passion, that had history and memories, inside jokes. They're going to see that, and it will work on them. It won't be instant in most cases, but it will speed things up and it will help you to get them back. Another type of relationship that this could be is one intended on making you jealous, on lashing out at you. Even if your ex has no intent of getting back together with you, they could do this simply to hurt you. And the only way to know this, you could have suspicions and you could be right, but sometimes they will even tell other people that. Sometimes they will even tell you that, which is really weird. But I hear people say that kind of thing a lot, and so it does happen. But even if they don't, you could still have a pretty good idea that that's what it is. And don't read into things, but if you think that that's what it is, I want you to consider a few things. In my opinion, your pursuit of this person, your desire to be back with them, should end. If they are going to treat you that way, to try to hurt you and toy with your emotions, and if they're going to use another person to do that, you are most likely dealing with a classic narcissist, and they will not treat you well. They will not treat you with love. They will see you as only existing to serve them and to make them happy. And if that ever does not seem to be the case, or if they feel that you have served your purpose, they will drop you just like they did before, probably quicker. And you will feel unloved and like you've just been discarded like an object. And the problem in many of these cases is that a narcissist, because of the way that they behave, oftentimes seems very attractive. They play games with your head. Sometimes they don't even realize they're doing it. Oftentimes, this is someone who has been taught that he or she is better than everybody else. And they've been given everything, and they've been taught they don't have to work for things, and that they're entitled to things that other people have worked for or that are other people's. And that is a type of person you need to stay away from, because they see people as tools. They see people as how they can use them to help themselves, to make themselves happy, and they don't see you as someone worthy of their love. They see you as someone worthy of basically being of service to them. So if that's the case with your ex, it is best that you move on. And I know that's difficult to do, and I know that hurts, but I'm just being honest with you. So another type of rebound that this could be, or at least another type of dating relationship that this could be, if it's after a long-term relationship with you, is that this could be simply someone who really likes the newness of a relationship. And I have a video about limerence, and there's an article at myexpatcoach.com about limerence, and it's spelled L-I-M-E-R-E-N-C-E, limerence. It's the scientific term for the state of mind that you go through in a new relationship, when you have that spark, those fireworks, that intensity, when dopamine spikes up in your mind, and when serotonin decreases, and there can also be a lot of oxytocin being produced. I would be surprised if that wasn't happening, and that's the state of limerence. Dr. Dorothy Tinoff and Dr. Joe Beam are two people who discuss limerence a lot, and oftentimes it causes affairs because it's such an intense state of mind, and it's like an addiction because you're addicted to those chemicals that your brain produces, and those things can be confirmed in the bloodstream. And some people really are addicted to that, and they will go after this new love. They want a new relationship, a new challenge, to learn about somebody new, to become intimate with somebody new. And they just go from one relationship to the other. And oftentimes the relationships are not very long, but they can be 6 months to a year, maybe more. And that person begins to feel that the relationship is getting stale, and they just want something new, somebody new. Those are the difficult ones, because it's difficult to get that type of person back. No contact is the best way to go, and the only way I've seen that has any type of success, because then they start to feel the loss, as I've gone over in many other videos. And if you want to hear about how that works, look up my videos on no contact, or go to myexpatcoach.com and search for no contact, and you can read about that. But basically, that's the only way to make them feel loss of the relationship. And sometimes you can even help to get that person out of that pattern of finding another short-term relationship and then finding another one and finding another one, if they can actually feel the loss. Because when they're in that state of mind, feeling loss is very difficult. They're only focused on the passion. But that's often because the other person that they just dropped is chasing and begging and pleading. And that actually makes it easier for them to move on and focus on this new person, because they feel like the prize, and they feel like this other person who's chasing them and begging and pleading is not the prize, but is seeking a prize. And since we all want our own prize, they definitely won't be seeing this person they broke up with as a prize or someone they want to be with, but this new person, that's who they'll see, because he's not chasing or she's not chasing or begging or pleading, because there's no need at this point, and they're enjoying the moments with each other. They're enjoying feeling that intensity. And so that's a trap. And so if you stay in no contact, you have the best bet of getting this person back. And as you might have noticed, the answer in all of these is to stay in no contact, to show strength, not to blink, because you gain nothing. If anything, if you reach out to this person and you try to get them back, you could actually become a joke between your ex and this new person. You're now the psycho ex who's still trying to get them back. You call maybe when they're in bed together. How awkward would that be? Or you text when they're on a date. And then this person tells the other person, and now, in some ways, your ex is going to feel that they need to say something like, oh, I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested in her. I'm not interested in him. Just to make this new person feel good and not be thinking that there might be something going on. And so now your ex has actually verbally stated something negative about you two, that it's over and that they're not interested anymore. And they've said it to this new person, which actually really lowers your status, because they basically built the new person up as, oh, I want to be with you. You're so much better. And this other person, I'm not interested in them. They're just my ex. Do you see how bad that is? You don't want that to happen. You want to stay miles away from that. Stay in no contact. Work on yourself. Show your strength. Show that you can stay away from them. It's impressive. When they realize you have the capability of staying away from them, they also realize you have the strength to move on. That's the only way we can get them to experience loss. So it's important that you do that. So that's what you do when your ex is seeing someone else during no contact. You stay in no contact, because sometimes your ex expects you to break no contact, to reach out to them, to start chasing when they start with somebody else. Surprise them. Show them you're strong, which is attractive. Show them that they could lose you. Let them pull back from this other person, mostly because they're curious why you haven't reached out to them, why you're not chasing. At least they're rethinking some things, which will cause them to pull back a little bit, and this other person will notice. And then the other person will start doing the wrong things, like being clingy and needy and insecure, which could push your ex right back into your arms. I talk about that in some of my other videos on rebound relationships, but that's the gist of it. Stay in no contact if your ex starts dating someone else. Show them that they cannot affect you, they cannot manipulate you, and that you're strong. That's the best thing to do. Get more information if you have been broken up with on my emergency breakup kit. I appreciate the emails about it and how helpful it's been. It's humbling to know that so many people are being helped and getting their exes back and feeling happy again because of the breakup kit. You can find more information about that in the link in the description below, or you can go to myexbackcoach.com, and that's called the Emergency Breakup Kit. Take a second and click the subscribe button below so you can be notified when I have more videos like this that are helpful to you, not just with breakups, but with attraction and relationship dynamics. This has been Coach Lee with myexbackcoach.com. Thank you for watching.